Do all climate experts feel the same way? A big conference for them starts today at the Civic Center. That two-day event is in place to connect agriculture and climate professionals in the region. They have various oral and poster presentations from leaders in the field presenting their research and programs. South Dakota state climatologist Lauren Edwards says these professions can be very isolating with nowhere to go to get your questions answered. The conference serves as an opportunity to bridge that gap.
We kept getting asked kind of the same questions, about climate science. What are the trends? What are the projections? What are the impacts on agriculture? And so instead of us trying to answer the questions all the time, we thought, well, isn't it great if we could create a network of people?
Organizers reserved blocks of rooms at the Marriott Paramarquette and the Staybridge Suites. Tomorrow's events will be a half day, which will end the conference.